Broncos are opening with some zone, and I know they're going to try to mix that in early to see how Colorado State responds.
The deep three is off the mark. The rebound, though, inside for Bragg, and Maddie curls it in.
Maddie Bragg is so tough, the senior from Aberdeen, South Dakota. She is a transfer from Northern State, a D2 school. She was first team all-conference at Northern State, both as a sophomore and a junior, and has made a big impact for the Rams.
Rebound comes to Bragg for Colorado State. Working quickly into the forecourt. Kick it out to Froby. Froby guarded there by Thompson. Now the Broncos switch back to a man as Bargesser misses that one, and we have a whistle on the floor and a foul on Maya Hansen for Boise State.
I think Maya just got her hand caught in the action there. Nothing egregious, of course, but you can see here as Bargesser gets into the paint. Our replay cut off there.
Down low, it's Bargesser. Fallback, tough shot, good defense by Hutton, who gets the board.
Great job by Hutton to wall up in that situation, not bail her out with the foul.
Thompson down low draws the double team. The Rams will do a lot of that when the ball goes into the post.
They will, and sometimes they'll even double at the wing. So Boise State's going to have to be able to pass out of it and have some patience and composure.
Hutton with the drop step, it throws it up and missed it, and it's out of bounds to the Rams. Nice to see Libby Hutton with some aggression down low. Couldn't finish, but that will pay dividends later as Kenna Garza gets set to come off of the bench for Boise State in quickly to get that post presence.
I think Libby took a hit to the head there in the end of that play. You could see as she came down the court, she was holding her head. So I think perhaps just sort of take her out, check on her, and then get some Garza some early run.
Precautionary is Kenna Garza, the freshman from Pocatello, as Hansen steps in front and intercepts the pass to Froby.
That's one of those advantages to playing in a zone. You can watch eyes and usually pick up some passes.
Garza has the shot blocked by Bragg at 6'3", the senior. Schooled the freshman there.
Kenna's got to go to the hoop and not float away.
Maddie Bragg inside with her 4th point.
Again, Bragg can be so tough. It's very important that the Broncos start to contain her. Otherwise, she could take off.
Danny Bays, it rolls off, and Bragg with the rebound.
Oh, man, and that's too bad for Danny. Danny had a great drive there, and both Tatum and Kenna Garza were in there for the rebound. It just hung on the rim too long, and unfortunately, by the time it came off, they were no longer in that space.
Carlson outside, guarded by Maya Hansen, swings it over to Bargesser, back to Hansen, to Carlson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Carlson probes and scores.
Carlson is quick. She is quick. She loves to push the ball, and if she gets a step on you, that's as good as gold for the Rams.
Broncos play defense for 28 seconds, but the bucket inside makes it a 3-point game. That time, Garza blocked and wants the foul, doesn't get it. Bargesser down, hesitation dribble, spins, and they're going to call a block on the Broncos, and that's 2 on Maya Hansen.
And that's not what the Broncos wanted to see. Again, Maya had such a great game at Air Force. I think they were hoping to get her quite a bit of time today. Now, Gordy Presnell is probably going to have to go to his bench. Perhaps Maldonado, perhaps Thompson. Kira Thompson coming in off the bench, and here comes Maldonado.
Get a look at Ryan Williams in his 14th year at Colorado State. 267 wins as the head coach of the Rams. 29th season overall, approaching 580 overall wins. Very successful head coach. And he's got his Rams team again near the top of the Mountain West Conferences. The free throw line for Bargesser, an 83% shooter.
One of the things I think is so impressive about Colorado State is how well they take care of the basketball. They are averaging only 10.6 turnovers per game, and that is compliments to Coach Williams. I mean, they're definitely doing some things in practice to tolerate pressure regardless of what they're seeing, regardless of what the other team is throwing at them. I think that's really admirable.
Morgan Maldonado now in, replacing Hansen, who sits with 2 fouls, as Thompson lines up the jumper and left it short, and the rebound comes down, and here's Carlson, Brooke Carlson, out of Batavia, Illinois. They swing it on top, back to Bargesser. She drives over Garza, doesn't get it to go, and Natalie Pasco with the rebound.
Again, compliments to Garza in that situation, walling up, not bringing her arm down, and making an easy call for the officials to make.
Tatum Thompson stops the dribble. Tough corkscrew shot, doesn't go, but she drew the foul on Hannah Ronsick. Hannah from Sioux Falls, her sister was on this team last year for Colorado State, and they were a handful together.
They were. Her older sister, Emma, started at Creighton and then came to CSU for her senior season to get a chance to play with her younger sister, Hannah. So I think the Broncos are glad that they only have to deal with one Ronsick today and this year.
Lexi Deedon also in for Colorado State, a transfer from Montana State. As Tatum Thompson, the Broncos' leading scorer at just under 15 points a game, converts both free throws and gets Boise State back to within 3.
Broncos showing a little full court pressure here. I like this, being the aggressors on their home floor. See if they can chew some clock and slow down a team that wants to go fast and wants to push. There you go.
Broncos get the violation, the 10-second count. I think they caught Colorado State a little off guard with that full court press, and the Broncos turn over the Rams.
I think there were a couple players for Colorado State. Froby right there with the basketball wasn't as excited to go against the pressure as perhaps some of her teammates are. So good job by the Broncos. Good call by Coach Petrino there on the bench to mix that up.
Pasco down low for Hutton, back in the game. Backs in against Deedon. And throws up an over the head, behind the head shot, but drew the foul from Deedon. Lexi, a grad transfer from Missoula, Montana.
I think Libby was very fortunate to get a foul out of this. You can't tell from the replay how far under the basket she was.
Right.
And even a reach back, I mean, that would have been a very tough shot to finish. I'm sure that Coach Williams will have a little conversation with Deedon when she rotates out.
Hutton at the free throw line, hits the first 65% free throw shooter, coming off 11 rebound game 2 games ago against Grand Canyon for a career high.
And she had 3 assists at Air Force. She did a great job of getting the ball back out to shooters, and so hopefully we can see more of that today.
She splits a pair. McKenna Murphy now in the game for the Rams, the redshirt freshman from Omaha. Outside, it's Murphy. Swings it to the baseline to Ronsick. She's cut off, but now left open. Broncos forgot about Ronsick, and Hannah made them pay.
And that's too bad. The Broncos, sort of similar to that last possession you talked about, where they played great defense for a number of seconds and then unfortunately couldn't get that finish.
Pasco misses the quick 3, and then over the back is Danny Bays for the rebound foul. Now more subs for Colorado State as Carlson checks back in and Froby checks back in.
We're going to see some more of that full court pressure. Danny, I love rebounding guards. I mean, I always had a use for a rebounding guard. So Danny's up there on the top of that press. She's really got to make sure she's moving her feet and not hitting with the hands.
Murphy with the runner in the lane, missed it, and there's a rebound to Thompson. If you like rebounding guards, Chloe Froby from Colorado State, second in the conference in offensive rebounding for the Rams.
She is, and the only person that is ahead of her in the conference with offensive rebounding is McNabb, who they just faced at Air Force. But Froby, she's only 5'10", but man, that kid has got a heart of something steelish that gets her to the rim.
Bays throws up an off-balance shot, missed it. Here's Froby, burns it into the forecourt. Rams looking to run. The 3 ball from the right side is good by Hannah Ronsick. And the lead is 13-6 in favor of the Rams. Colorado State does not shoot the 3 a lot nor well. Underneath, a lot of contact, but Hutton misses. And then the follow no good by Tatum Thompson. Boise State getting the shots, but not able to hit them. Now just 1 of 10 from the field.
And one thing that the Broncos definitely don't want to do is they don't want to give those open looks to Ronsick. She is a great spot-up three-point shooter. She's got 2 of them already from a similar type of spot. So they got to make sure they run her off the line, similar to what there she is again.
Missed that one, in the rebound to Hutton. Broncos now 1 of 12 from the field. 5 of 11 shooting for Colorado State as the Rams lead by 7. Thompson muscles it and scores.
That might have been an and-one opportunity. That was a strong drive by Tatum coming out of the high post area. Good job managing in the air and keeping her composure.
Murphy may have traveled, gets it over to Carlson. Carlson drives, ball knocked free, but it comes down to the Rams. Frobe spins, cut off nicely by Bays. Corner 3, too strong, but the offensive rebound to Deaton.
And that's so frustrating. The Broncos had inside position, but just hands were down. So you must not only box out, but you got to box back. You got to have your hands up, ready to receive that basketball. Libby gets called there for that foul, I believe.
And a foul on Hutton on the rebound after the missed 3. And Boise State now in foul trouble as Colorado State has their early lead here at ExtraMile Arena in Boise. Colorado State leads the all-time series 18-14. They've won 6 in a row against Boise State. The games have been close last year. 79-70 in Fort Collins, 67-61 here in Boise. As I mentioned in the pregame, the Broncos' last win in this series was 69-64 here in Boise, January 22nd of 2022. So Boise State would like to reverse recent history and get this one this afternoon, but they're down early to the Rams as Frobe on the inbounds play puts it in.
That's one that will be reviewed for sure. The Broncos just let someone cut, and in a man situation, you definitely need to communicate those cuts and go with them until you pass them off to somebody else.
Hansen hands it outside to Maldonado. Morgan at the top of the key, the freshman, drives, goes under the basket and draws the foul. They're going to get Maddie Bragg. Maddie Bragg, the 6'3 senior out of Aberdeen, and as Kim said, a transfer from Northern State, which is in Aberdeen. Decided for her senior year she wanted to see more of the world in Aberdeen, South Dakota. But a player that Boise State's very familiar with is Gordy Presnell made the attempt to get her to come to Boise.
They did, and Maddie's a good player. I think that was a wise decision by Maldonado, recognizing she had a bigger, maybe not as fast player on her. I was worried she was getting too deep, but she did a nice job of drawing the foul.
Hutton misses the free throw line jumper, and the ball run down in the corner by Ronsick, taken away by Bays, but she can't hit the 3, and the rebound is last touched by Colorado State. So Boise State and their head coach, Gordy Presnell, the venerable one, 780 total wins for Gordy Presnell as a head coach. He's been doing this a long time, his 37th season. Got an interesting mix this year of veterans and freshmen on this Boise State team. Bays loses the dribble, but gets it back into the corner to Pasco. 10 on the shot clock as Hutton attacks the basket, and she draws the foul from Maddie Bragg. Nice move to the basket by the Aussie.
And that's 2 quick fouls on Maddie Bragg, and that definitely helps the Broncos trying to get her out of there. They're going to bring in Deaton, who is another impactful physical force inside, but I think the Broncos would prefer to see Deaton in that lineup than Bragg.
At the line, Hutton split a couple here earlier today. We're under 2 minutes here in the first half, and Hutton with a season high of 17 points against New Mexico. Played in 30 games last year for the Broncos. Just a sophomore and the only non-senior in Gordy Presnell's starting lineup. Converts them both.
Again, another look at some full court pressure, something that the Broncos don't typically do. But I think mixing that up has been a good opportunity, maybe taking a shot that Colorado State did not want, although that was a good look for Carlson at the rim.
But the rebound, last touch by the Broncos. It's okay to do the full court press, but you have to stop the basketball, and that was an open lane for Carlson.
You bet. And Carlson's a much more steady ball handler than some of the other Ram players. So I think they got to do whatever they can to get the ball out of her hands when they are in that pressure situation.
Jaden Fife now in the game for the Rams. Get it out in the corner to Frobe. She'll launch the 3 and drain it.
You know, Frobe is only shooting 32% from beyond the arc. So, you know, that's a decent percentage for your guard. Obviously, you want to be shooting a little bit higher if you're going to take a lot of those reps. But good look and a good finish by her.
Hutton underneath, high off the window and scores.
Good job by Libby. Just a one dribble and then sort of hang in the air to get her finish. But well done by her. And way to attack Deaton.
Last minute of the first quarter, Broncos trail by 6.
Broncos are back in that zone right now.
Colorado State, Carlson Drives, triple team, finds the open shooter, Fife in the corner, and she hits the three.
I know the Broncos definitely wanted to mix in some double teams. I don't think that Coach Sower, whose scout Colorado State is, I don't think they were expecting a triple team. So I think that was a little bit of a mistake by the Broncos. You definitely don't want to leave a good shooter open just on the side where the ball came from.
Fife, just a 17% three-point shooter, nails that one. The lead is 9. Now it's 7 as Tatum Thompson responds for the Broncos.
Tatum so tough in that mid-range. She just elevates, hangs, and somehow is able to get enough trajectory to get over the rim on that one.
6 for Thompson. 6 seconds to go. This is Bargesser out in the corner. The three is off the mark, and the rebound will account. It doesn't go, so it's immaterial as Deaton couldn't get it to drop at the buzzer. Good first quarter for the Rams. They come out hot. They shoot 47%, hold the Broncos to 23.5, and we have played one here in Boise. With Kim Bridges, I'm Mark Snyder. And Kim, when you look at this Rams team, when you're scoring almost 14 points a game more than your opponent, that's a big reason Colorado State's 13-3.
It is a big reason, and I think it really plays into what they're doing defensively. They like to pack the paint. Interestingly enough, they force middle, which is something that I would not have comfort with, but they force middle, and they do a lot of sort of abandoning certain players. So they might designate, maybe it's the trail player, maybe it's somebody who they know is not that great of a shooter, but they will actually, it's called painting, so they'll go ahead and pack the paint and try to protect those closer shots and force teams to make different decisions.
Murphy lines up the three, looks good, and it is.
Great job by Murphy catching ready, and a quick pass fake. You saw the defense just move like seaweed in the water. She went ahead and came back and got that finish.
10-point lead now for the Rams. Hansen back in the game with 2 fouls. Cut off there by Fife. Gets it out to Thompson. Tatum down low to Hutton. Libby looks for the cutter, gets it out to Danny Bates with the head fake, steps inside the three-point line, it skips out. Thompson tips it to herself for the offensive rebound. Hansen from the top, that's off the mark. And the rebound corralled by Murphy. Quickly ahead, it's Bargesser. Backs in on Hansen with the 2 fouls. Good ball movement by Colorado State as that ball is whipping around the outside. The drive by Carlson, too strong.
And good job by Hutton there. Again, not bailing out Carlson. I think that's going to be a big key for the Broncos.
Danny Bays hits the triple. Her second of the game. She's got 6. That time the Broncos did not let Colorado State's defense get set. Were able to score quickly with the 3.
And part of that is having veteran Maya Hansen back in the game. She does a great job of pushing the ball quickly, finding those open shooters. And, you know, both Pasco and Bays have definitely benefited from that this year.
Tatum Thompson gets her 4th rebound of the game, and now her 8th point on the nice feed from the outside.
Again, I saw some contact there, and I appreciate the officials are letting them play a little bit, but I think that could have been another and one opportunity for the Broncos.
Broncos now trailing by 5. Corner, Murphy, her 3 ball is too strong, and the rebound off Hutton's hands, but she corrals it. Into the game for Boise State, Izzy Harms, the freshman from Eugene, Oregon. As Maya Hansen kicks it out to Hutton, and Thompson to Harms on the right side. Pet peeve of mine is you get the ball, you take 1 bounce, then you pick it up. What do you do with it?
You just said what I was thinking, and I was trying to hold that comment in, but because you said that, yes, we call that a trap dribble, and that is extremely frustrating. You've generated no space between you and the screen, and so you have a Ronsick again.
Yeah, Hannah Ronsick with a 3-pointer from the outside. Ronsick now with 8 points to lead Colorado State in scoring. But Maya Hansen answers for the Broncos.
Maya Hansen just making something happen there, and that was really wise to really attack the defender. I think that person was not ready to absorb her attack.
Murphy, and that ball is deflected by Danny Bays. Emily Howard, Natalie Pasco check in for Boise State. We look at the offensive numbers for these teams, 5th and 6th in points per game. Field goal percentage also close. Broncos are actually better in both categories, but I think it comes down to the defense we talked about earlier.
It does come down to the defense and how many shots are you taking comparative to your opponent. So that's something that the Broncos definitely want to keep working on improving this season. They've already made some improvements. Good job by Harms there to use her length and to get the Rams to turn it over.
Hansen, pull up for Thompson, doesn't get it to go. The offensive rebound, though, by Howard, and she can't convert.
Howard didn't get any minutes in that last game. You know, Air Force, that was a very difficult matchup. They're just undersized, super athletic, and they weren't planning to play much zone against them either. So I'm glad to see Emily get in the game early here and hopefully can make her mark. That was a good rebound, just couldn't get the finish.
6'5", redshirt junior, the transfer from Liberty, 6 on the shot clock. Outside, it's Froby. Kicks it in the corner, it's deflected. Ball knocked free. Tatum Thompson takes an elbow across the face, and we'll see if the officials are going to look at that for a possible flagrant.
I think
Tatum's up okay. They're not going to review it, but watch this again. Right there, collision with Colorado State's Lexi Bargesser. Nobody.
I think that was a good no call.
Spot.
I mean, they basically chested each other unintentionally. So I think Tatum actually extended her arms out. So if you really want to get picky, that could have gone either direction. I'm glad it did not go either direction.
Hansen, just a sloppy pass. It's taken away. The Rams outside. It's Ronsick. Still has the H on her jersey. It must have been last year's uniform that they just recycled because she's the only Ronsick on the roster. This is Froby outside. Guarded there by Hansen, who has the 2 fouls. Carlson with 6 on the shot clock. Behind the backboard, missed badly. And Maya Hansen quickly ahead to Natalie Pasco, and they're going to call Natalie for the elbow. I think that's a good call. Some fans think there should be a flop, but the official saw the left elbow. Watch this again. The push off.
She does have that extension. It's difficult because as a ball handler, you're taught to protect the basketball. You do see that extension at the end. I think that was more Natalie trying to gain her balance than to do anything malicious. But the official was right there in front of it, so easy call for him.
Bargesser gets the call. This is Marta Leimana now in the game from Latvia. She has the basketball. Bargesser for 3. That's off the heel of the rim. And the rebound to Izzy Harms. Quickly head to Hansen in the Bronco logo at midcourt. Down low for Thompson. Nice look underneath, but the block from behind on Howard's shot, and Colorado State can't save it. But Howard gets blocked underneath, and we go to a timeout. It's a 6-point Colorado State lead as we see Danny Bays hit from downtown. Broncos trying to catch up. 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half, and this Colorado State team, Kim, I guess slow and steady wins the race.
It sometimes does.
Yeah.
You know, they do want to push the ball. I've talked about Carlson specifically. She's really good off the bounce and trying to really get the ball up quickly. And then they fan out. So a lot of times in transition, you'll see them 5 spread around the arc. They do like that pro-style offense. And, again, credit to Coach Williams incorporating that patience and demanding that out of his players. So they're satisfied for the better shot instead of the first shot.
Howard gets a pass from Pasco on the baseline left. Emily spins it out to Tatum Thompson with the head fake. Thompson with 3 on the shot clock, puts it in from the right wing.
You know, one-on-one, my money's on Tatum Thompson. You get somebody who is similar height or even a little taller, and she recognized she had Carlson, shorter player on her, and didn't care that the clock was being counted down. She knew she could elevate and get up above her.
Preseason Mountain West Player of the Year, now leads all scorers with 10. That breaks a 2.5-minute scoring drought for the Broncos. But Ronsick hits the 3 to break their 3-minute and 15-second scoring drought. And Ronsick now with 11.
And Ronsick, they have her for 3 threes. I think she had another long 2 in there for her other make.
Howard down low, works on Deedon and is called for the travel. Deedon held her ground and forced Howard to shuffle the feet.
You know, I think one thing that the Boise State coaches are working on with Howard is using the bounce minimally. And if you do, you know, when I was talking to my post players, you got to use your bounce to go someplace as part of your move. And making moves without the bounce is sometimes even better. I think she caught that outside of the lane, used the bounce because that's what comes comfortably, and then forgot which pivot foot she had.
Josie Stedman, the 6-foot redshirt senior, into the game for Boise State. For not a lot of game time this year, but Gordy Presnell looking for the right combination.
You know, Josie is just a true team player. She will do whatever it takes to make her team and her teammates better. You love that kid. You love a kid like that in your program. So her coming in with some spot minutes, I'm not surprised that Coach Presnell wants to work her in.
She's playing the middle of that zone on the baseline. They swing it around outside to Fife. She launches the 3. That's too strong. Rebound. Nobody goes for it till it's run down by Harms.
Free rebound. Go get it. Free stat.
So it's Hutton. Stedman quickly off the bench. That's probably not the shot that Gordy Presnell wanted from Stedman, who's just a 25% three-point shooter.
Probably not, but I will say this about Josie. She was a prolific scorer in high school and previous to Boise State as well. So it was early in the shot clock, which is probably the negative there, but she can definitely hit from outside.
Ronsick kicks it outside. Carlson back to Ronsick. Hannah, 3 on the shot clock. Carlson straight on 3 is not there, and Hutton with the rebound.
Again, you saw another possession by Colorado State there where they used up almost the entirety of that shot clock. So when we came back after that last break, you saw how that was something they really emphasized.
Hutton is fouled by Froby down low, and you look at this Bronco team on the floor right now, and you wonder where the points come from. You've got Hutton, Pasco, Hansen, Stedman, and Harms.
Here comes Danny Bays, so hopefully that will mix that up a little bit. I mean, Pasco is coming off of a huge game at Air Force. So, you know, she had 24 points, 6 3-pointers. I know she's just starting to get going. She's only taken 1 shot here tonight. You know CSU has her high on their scouting report, so they're expecting to really make sure they have that stick hand and make somebody else do the scoring for the Broncos.
Hutton splits that pair, and the rebound comes down to Ronsick. So with 2 minutes to go in the half, the lead is 6 for the Rams.
Broncos back in a man.
Swing it on top to Froby. Kicks it in the corner. Bargesser. Murphy. Good cutoff defense there by Maya Hansen. Baseline Fife, tough shot, missed it under some good defensive pressure by the Broncos. That was Hutton with the defense. Here's Pasco, catch fire, doesn't get it. And the rebound knocked out of bounds. No, it's saved underneath. Good play by Danny Bays to Libby Hutton for the 2.
Again, that Aussie connection right there. Man, Danny, she was on her tiptoes on that end line, somehow maintained her balance and found Libby, who was, I think, pretty surprised to see the ball come at her.
The lead is 4. Murphy tries to answer, doesn't. Pasco up high for the rebound.
Murphy has not been shy from 3, and she shouldn't be. She's coming into this game shooting 42% from the 3-point line. So the Broncos definitely need to find her quicker.
Stedman has an interesting spin to her shot, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Rams. It almost looked like a curveball. That was an interesting rotation.
If you're playing billiards, that's a little English, right? You got a little English on that release.
An interesting.
That was halfway down.
Yeah, dropped out. So Boise State with 50 seconds to go in the half gets the basketball. Inbounds pass. Bays in traffic, missed it, gets her offensive rebound, missed the second one. Hutton doesn't get the and one, but she will go to the line, where today Libby is 4 of 6 from the stripe. She's got 8 points.
And I love the offensive rebounding effort there. Danny, she juked her player a little bit to do a back cut and that baseline out of bounds. Second effort by her, and then good job by Libby keeping after it. The Broncos right now are out rebounding the Rams 23-18, which is a very good sign for Boise State.
Ronsick picks up her second personal foul on the play, something to keep an eye on with 44 and 6/10 seconds to go in the half as Hutton steps to the free throw line.
And Coach Presnell just rotated out Hansen, I think being a very smart decision there. She's been playing with 2 fouls for most of this second quarter, so it's smart that we don't want to pick up that 3rd foul right before half.
Jada Lewis, the freshman from Seattle's Garfield High School, in for the Broncos, along with Morgan Maldonado.
On a make, I'd expect some pressure. Oh, that's too bad. I would love to see Jada Lewis and Morgan Maldonado up there showing a little bit of pressure in the full court.
Bargesser, as the lead is 3. It was 10 at one time for Colorado State. Broncos have chipped away as Froby works outside on Bays. Froby spins, cut off. Outside, Bargesser.
It's getting physical inside. Whew.
6 seconds on the shot clock. Murphy to Bargesser. Step back 3. Got it as the shot clock expired. Broncos again played great defense, but Bargesser just a little bit better. Now here's Maldonado in the corner. Not there for Lewis, and the first half comes to a close with the Rams holding off the Broncos 33-27 as Ronsick with 11 to lead Colorado State. Tatum Thompson's 10 pacing the Broncos as they head to the locker room off to our right. And we are at the half with Colorado State's Rams leading the Broncos of Boise State by 6. Halftime activities come your way next from Boise after we take this timeout. And welcome back to ExtraMile Arena in Boise with Kim Bridges. I am Mark Snyder. Colorado State leading the Boise State Broncos 33-27 at intermission in a first half that saw the Rams take as much as a 10-point lead. Boise State got it down to 3 before a Ronsick 3-pointer right before the end of the half gave the Rams their 6-point advantage. Boise State, something they've done a lot of over the last couple of years. Kim started off slow today, started 2 of 14 from the field, picked it up since then, but you can't dig an early hole, can you?
No, and that's disappointing too, because on the very first possession, Danny Bays has a great look, great finish, and so you think, okay, here we go, engine's running. But yeah, against good teams, and Colorado State is one of the best in the Mountain West, you do not want to give them that steam.
Broncos righted the ship, ultimately winning that second quarter by 1 to be down by 7. 3-pointers, though, this Colorado State team averages 21 a game. Their season high is 34 against Long Beach State. They're almost there, Kim, halfway through. They've tried 18.
Which is crazy. I mean, they're usually making 31.2% from 3. They are shooting right now 38.9, so well above their average. So it's something that the Broncos definitely need to be aware of. I know they're mixing up some zone and some man looks on the defensive end, but Ronsick has been, person number 1 that they have to shut down. But there's been some other players who aren't usually hitting from outside. I think Fife hit one. Bargesser is solid from the 3-point line, but that's something the Broncos have to improve upon.
Stop me, you've heard this one before. Tatum Thompson leads the Broncos in scoring.
Tatum just does a little bit of everything so well, and there's a perfect example. She elevates and holds, and even against a taller player, she can get that shot off. But Tatum's been solid for the Broncos. They need somebody else to get into double digits. I think Libby Hutton has 9, but outside of her 9, Danny Bays has 6, and then we have Maya Hansen with 2. So the Broncos must have more scoring.
Elsewhere around the Mountain West Conference, a full slate of games at the half. San Diego State winning at Utah State, leading the Aggies 36-32. We will see Wyoming here next. They play today at 2 o'clock Mountain Time, hosting UNLV. In the second quarter, about 2 minutes to go in the half, Fresno State leading at Grand Canyon 34-32. A halftime score, New Mexico leading Nevada 33-31. And then later this afternoon, San Jose State at 2-14 in overall, 0-5 in conference, looks for their first conference win. They will take on the Air Force Falcons. You can catch that one on the Mountain West Network from San Jose at 3 o'clock Mountain Time. So a full slate of action today in the Mountain West Conference as conference play rapidly moves towards the halfway point in the season. And these two teams are trying to break some log jams. Colorado State a half game out in third, and the Broncos in the conference race at 2 and 3 are in a log jam at 2 and 3. Back with more after we take this timeout. Back inside what promises to be a very busy ExtraMile Arena on this Saturday. Colorado State leading Boise State by 6 at the half. Mark Snyder and Kim Bridges with you for this game. But after this one tonight, a big one in Mountain West play as the 13-1 and undefeated in conference Utah State Aggies at 4-0 checking in to play the Boise State Broncos, looking to right the ship after a very disappointing loss to Grand Canyon here the other night. Boise State is Leon Rice's team, 1-3 in conference play, 9-6 overall. That one tonight on the CBS Sports Network. You take a look as the Broncos, a 3 overtime loss, heartbreaker, had chances to win in San Diego, a place in Viejas Arena that's extremely challenging. And the Aggies coming in, leading the conference in scoring and defense. And you want to talk about a nice combination. You score a lot of points, and you hold your opponent to not a lot of points. That's going to win a lot of games.
Coaching basketball isn't that hard, apparently. You just got to do those two things. That's all.
That'll be on CBS Sports Network tonight here at ExtraMile Arena. Talking to a lot of the arena workers coming in today. They were all smiles about a doubleheader of basketball here on a Saturday in January. Take a look at the first half, and the numbers don't look really good if you're Boise State, especially from the field, shooting just 9 of 33 for 27%. This is a team that shoots over 43%.
And I'll say, for the Broncos to only be down 6 points right now, looking at that field goal percentage and that 3-point percentage, that's great news, because you have a new half coming out. The Broncos are going to shoot better in the second half. You got to have confidence and belief in that. So I look to see them having a nice surge here in the third quarter.
Libby Hutton, as you referenced earlier in this halftime, 9 points and a team-leading 6 rebounds for Boise State. Tatum Thompson, 10 points and 4 rebounds. And the Broncos, we talked about how well Colorado State takes care of the basketball, averaging about 10.6 a game. Broncos have got them right about at that average, but Boise State's only turned it over 4 times.
And Colorado State's not doing a lot of full court pressure. At the same time, the Broncos at Air Force had 16 turnovers at halftime, finished with 26, so they cleaned it up a little bit. But that is an area that I think the Broncos can look at as a bright spot. They would need to continue that pace and really value those possessions in the second half.
Kind of indicative of how this first half went. Boise State just 4 assists on their 9 baskets, while 6 assists on 12 baskets for Colorado State. The Rams moved the ball extremely well in that first half.
They do, and that's all compliments to Brooke Carlson. I think the sophomore from Illinois is doing an excellent job managing the game for the Rams, and so look to them to go ahead and keep that going with her at the helm.
Hannah Ronsick leads all scorers with 11. The Rams up at 6 at the half. We're back with second half action from Boise after we take this timeout live on the Mountain West Network. Back here at ExtraMile Arena, Colorado State leads Boise State by 6 at the half. We take a quick look at what's upcoming for both of these teams. First, Boise State, they stay at home here in the friendly confines of ExtraMile Arena. They host Wyoming. We're on the air with 6:30 Wednesday evening for that one. Then a road trip to Utah State, both very winnable games before a home game against Fresno State, and then a rematch at Grand Canyon. And the Broncos definitely have some payback in mind against the Lopes, who shattered Boise State's undefeated home record earlier a couple games ago with a 87-76 win. Meanwhile, the Rams of Colorado State, we take a look at how they shake out in the upcoming schedule. They are at Air Force, a nice close road trip for the Rams before hosting San Jose State and Grand Canyon, and then they will play at Fresno State near the end of the month. All these games, of course, here on the Mountain West Network. Adjustments quickly, Kim, at half. If you're Boise State and Colorado State, what do you do differently?
I'd be looking for some quick hitters. You got to get Natalie Pasco going, ideally doing some sort of screening action between Danny Bays and Natalie Pasco, something where you're going to see making the other team make some decisions. And then for Colorado State, they've got 2 players, both Ronsick and Bragg, with 2 fouls. Bargesser is only at 5 points right now, not shooting the way she normally does, so I think they'd be looking to get her going as well.
Carlson called for the foul on Pasco down low. Broncos just 1-5 when trailing at half this season, and that was against Eastern Oregon, not a D1 school, so they need to step it up if they want to come out this afternoon with a victory. As Pasco drives baseline, tough spinning shot doesn't go, and the rebound to Colorado State's Lexus Bargesser.
I've seen Natalie make plenty of shots like that, but again, what she does best is sometimes that catch and shoot, and especially in transition. She does a great job of getting her feet set. So I think that that's maybe a little out of her comfort zone, but it's definitely not something that she's unable to finish.
Maddie Bragg down low. Good defense by Hutton, forces the air ball.
And that was a good double by Pasco there. Here you go. This is what we like.
That's her sweet spot, and she nails it in transition.
It's almost like we queued that up. That was perfect.
Pasco now with her first points of the game, and the Broncos down by only 3. Ronsick outside. She hurt the Broncos for 11 points on 4 of 6 shooting and 3 of 5 from long range. Baseline, it's Bargesser, guarded there by Hansen with 7 on the shot clock. Bargesser dribbles into the double team. Froby throws up a wild shot and gets bailed out with 1 second on the shot clock.
That's a bummer. Again, Broncos played great defense for 28, 29 seconds of that possession. And you could see that, you know, Bargesser kept probing, and then she hands it off. And the Rams are able to see Froby draw a foul against Hutton. Not a really obvious foul, but body nonetheless.
2 fouls on Libby Hutton as Froby hits the first free throw. Chloe out of Lincoln, Illinois, a sophomore, was all freshman team last year in the Mountain West. In 2024 as Illinois Miss Basketball, as well as Illinois' Gatorade Player of the Year. So certainly has her credentials, and she hits a pair.
And again, as we said earlier with Froby, I mean, probably her rebounding prowess. She leads the team in rebounding, just 5'10" in terms of stature.
Lob pass for Bays behind the defense. She puts it in on a beautiful feed from Maya Hansen.
You know, that's a nice called set. And Danny's not the most athletic player. Sometimes you would see that particular set being run for Tatum. But good job by Danny to monitor where she's at and be able to finish at the rim.
Ronsick misses that 3, and it goes out of bounds to Boise State. Froby giving it a good chase, but unable to keep it in the court. There you see Chloe Froby. Last year scored 16 points against Boise State in one of the 2 wins. Outside, it's Danny Bays. Froby on her. Natalie Pasco. Down low for Thompson. Spins, fires, air ball. Rebounded by Bragg. That's the shot Tatum wanted, but put a little too much on it.
Again, another called set. They're looking, the Broncos are looking to bring some different matchups and to force Maya Hansen, smart. But the Broncos are looking to create some different matchups on that last play down there. Maya did a great job of drawing contact here. You're going to see her working against the post player, and when Bragg extends her arm, Maya falls. So well done. That's going to be 3 on Bragg, which sends her to the bench.
Hansen pops up. She had 2 fouls, so she has to be careful. That ball kicked, and a late whistle by our officials as Bargesser got the left foot on that one. So with 7:21 to go, write that down as Maddie Bragg, the 6'3" senior transfer, has to take the seat. This is Hutton. Hands behind her to Hansen. Maya has that blocked. And it'll be Boise State ball. Nice play by Danny Bays to tip it off a Colorado State player. Of course, Danny could have let that one go because the shot was blocked, and if everybody was willing to get it, let it go out of bounds. There she and Ronsick match up, and it's last touch by the Rams. Bays drives, a lot of contact. She will go to the line.
Again, Danny is making some magic happen out here. I appreciate her effort and her hustle on that last rebound. And then just attacking. I mean, she is able to draw contacts, and good job by her. I mean, Deaton, not a lot of contact, but she definitely bodied her and impeded movement.
Danny Bays, a 79% free throw shooter, converts the first. The 5'11 senior from Brisbane. 31 points against UC Davis, earning her Mountain West Player of the Week.
And Danny's one of the newest Broncos to join the 1,000-plus career points club.
That's
so
right.
A few of them on the roster, she, Tatum Thompson, and Natalie Pasco, all three of them have joined that career standard.
Broncos cut the lead 2-1. Ronsick outside, deflected by Bays, who's everywhere now.
Everywhere. Again, Danny's doing a great job keeping the hands high. I love that, hand in the passing lane. So great effort by her, trying to make something out of nothing.
16 on the shot clock coming in for the Rams. This is Carlson near midcourt.
Again, the Broncos showing that zone look, sort of like a Syracuse-style zone. See if they can mix it up against the Rams.
Froby probing outside. Bargesser, shot clock violation. Tatum Thompson. I think Tatum thought she was going to get a foul called against her. There was contact late in the shot clock, but the officials did not blow the whistle. Watch this here. That head fake, and then Bargesser leans in, and that's why the foul was not called, because Bargesser was initiating the contact. That pass knocked away and stolen by Bargesser.
I appreciate that the officials did not whistle that against Tatum. Again, Bargesser was the one who initiated that contact. That would have been an egregious thing to blow the whistle on Tatum. Bargesser does a little bit of a carry there.
And that one thrown away, and Boise State with the basketball. The Rams scoring drought over 2 minutes now. Murphy checks in for Carlson. For head coach Ryan Williams, the veteran. You watch this one again. The pass to nobody in particular over Ronson's head. You see,
I mean, there were two players.
The look on her face.
There were two players there, and I think Deaton threw it right between the two of them. So they
Threads
were
the
quite
needle.
sure who to go for.
Broncos looking to take their first lead since it was 3-0. It skips off for Hansen. She had a good look, but Maya couldn't get it to drop.
And that was a tough shot. Perhaps just a little bit too early in the shot clock for my preference, but Maya's really good from that mid-range, so you never want to. Yeah, I saw some steps there as well.
Bargesser, and they're going to call the third foul on Maya Hansen, or is it? Yes, it is.
It's on Maya.
It's Maya, and that's her third.
You know, that's tough. You see Maya with her hands up. Oh, we're going to go, yeah. I mean, some contact is incurred there, but boy, hands up. I think, if anything, the Ram player went ahead and initiated some of that contact there.
Maldonado in for Hansen. Maya, 3 fouls, 2 assists, 2 points in her 17 minutes. Inbounds pass comes to Ronsick deep. Guarded there by Morgan Maldonado. Gives it to Froby. Froby drives, cut off, ball knocked free, but picked up by Murphy. Bargesser. Murphy, a deep three, spins out, and Tatum Thompson with her 5th rebound.
That was a deep attempt.
Broncos again looking to take their first lead since it was 3-0. Broncos without a field goal in their last 3 minutes. Danny Bays, short, but gets the offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Hutton. The ball knocked free, and there's a whistle, and an early whistle and a foul, and Ronsick is going to be called for the reach, as Boise State will have 20 seconds coming back in. We're just under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Danny Bays with the bucket. Broncos trailing by 1. Boise State out rebounding Colorado State here in the third quarter. Total for the game 28-22. And Kim, when the Broncos rebound, they usually win.
And that's been a big focus for the Broncos. That's been an area of concern against some of these more athletic teams. So it's a great stat. Let's hope they can keep that.
On the inbounds pass, Maldonado to Pasco. Back out to Maldonado. Finds Thompson. Outside Danny Bays. They pack it in against Hutton, so they swing it around the far side. And now Bays quick off the top. Trouble with the dribble, and they're going to call a tripping foul on Boise State. inadvertently. Maldonado, I think, is going to be called for the trip.
I think my Bays. I think that's going to go
Or is it Bays?
Yeah, I think when she lost it, I think that was maybe her. Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be Danny Bays with the foul. And that is her second personal foul, third team on Boise State. Danny, a little trouble with the dribble, kind of created that cascading effect and caused the turnover on the offensive foul.
And credit CSU on the catch. I mean, they were definitely right up in on Danny, so she had to tolerate some pressure.
Bargesser, tough matchup for Maldonado, who stays down and forces a very difficult shot. Nice defense by Morgan.
Great defense by Morgan, not bailing out Bargesser. And Bargesser, you know, she has a couple inches on Morgan, so that was well done by Maldonado.
Hutton off the window, and the Broncos with their first lead since 3-0.
That was a great job by Libby, just recognizing she had one to beat, making a solid move. No double came, so finish by her was the right choice.
Broncos on a 6-0 scoring run, and it stays 6-0 run as Maldonado gets the long rebound off the quick three-point miss by Colorado State. Pasco, they swing it to Hutton, outside to Danny Bays. Bays to Hutton, baseline left. Strong to the basket, and Hutton's got 13. She's come to life.
She has, and Libby, boy, she does a great job of finishing, sometimes in very difficult spots, but well done by Libby Hutton.
Broncos on a run. They lead by 3 with 3.5 to go here in quarter number 3 in Boise. Libby Hutton playing very well this afternoon for Boise State. The sophomore came in at 8.2 points a game. Sort of an up and down season. 17 at New Mexico, 14 points at San Diego State, but only 5 against Nevada, then 13 against Grand Canyon, only 4 points against Air Force. So the sophomore just getting into the flow of things and certainly playing well this afternoon.
She is, and this is really important for the Broncos to have another quality go-to scorer. Sometimes Libby will defer and will kick out instead of attacking, so I love the fact that she's attacking the rim right now.
Broncos are equaling their biggest lead at 3. Outside, it's Froby, guarded there by Bays. The ball comes out to Ronsick. Her 3 ball is short, and Danny Bays gets the rebound. Lost it as she hit the deck, and the jump ball is going to go to Colorado State, and it's just fluke after fluke.
I mean, that was unfortunate. Danny goes up for this board. She loses her balance on the way down, but in my opinion, that was due to the contact by Colorado State. So unfortunately, she lost that, and then you do have to hand it to Deaton, who jumped on the ball and kept the possession for her team.
And now Bays knocks that one, and it's last touch by Ronsick. Bays thinks it's Boise State's ball, and I don't know if Gordy Presnell is going to challenge.
Probably not. He likes to hold on to those appeals. He does.
Watch this one again. I think he may win that challenge, but it's immaterial as the Rams take possession. Carlson outside. Gets the screen at the top from Deaton. Back to Carlson. She launches the 3. That's off the mark, but the long rebound, Froby for Colorado State. A third possession now for the Rams. Outside 3, and they make them pay as Marta Lamuna hits the triple to tie it at 38.
And that's too bad. The Broncos just a little out of sorts on that defensive possession. They went ahead and were trying to track down that defensive board, and then they weren't able to rotate in time. So I think Libby Hutton was trying to get out to shoot her, but that wasn't necessarily her match. She had to cover somebody else.
2 players with 3 fouls each check back in. Hansen for the Broncos and Maddie Bragg for Colorado State. Hutton down low, spins, goes with the left side shot and then buries it. And now Hutton's got 15 to lead 3 Broncos in double figures.
I think something that's helping Libby is, I don't know if anybody else can hear it, but from the bench, I'm hearing them yell 1. So that just means that she's got 1 to beat, and that can sometimes be reassuring from a post player's perspective that a double is not coming.
Bragg inside. She's got 6. We're tied at 40. Approaching 2 minutes in the third quarter. Thompson to Pasco. Not good spacing by the Broncos, so they will reset. Ball knocked free, but Thompson gets it. Plenty of time now. 10 on the shot clock. Hansen Tried to get it down to Thompson, but it was deflected and stolen by the Rams.
Hanson's had a couple passes like that, so Broncos need to clean that up a little bit.
Danny Bays takes it away, finds Pasco. Tough catch for Natalie, so she couldn't turn and shoot. Hutton puts the ball on the floor. Not her game, but she gets it out to Thompson with 15 on the shot clock. Bays back to Thompson. Tatum, 12-footer, rattles home.
And Thompson comes in with some scoring punch there, but, I mean, watching stuff off ball right now, I mean, Danny Bays has Froby in her mess the entire possession. Same thing with Natalie Pasco. The Rams definitely came in with a solid scouting report, and they're definitely pressuring those two quality players for the Broncos.
Ronsick outside. They go down low for Bragg. Bragg spins and scores, and a difference maker inside right now. Back-to-back buckets for Bragg. She's got 8.
She is. Maddie Bragg is solid down there in the block, and the Broncos need to come with that double faster. You know, I think Coach Hoer, had the scout, she talked about the double coming on the bounce, and I saw a dig down, but not the double.
Great effort by Danny Bays to force the tie-up after the Pasco miss, and Boise State will get the ball in the alternating possession. Izzy Harms checks in for Boise State. Deaton in for Bragg, who gave Coach Ryan Williams some good minutes off the bench with foul trouble, and Bays will get a well-deserved rest.
Bays has been everywhere on the floor today.
Inbounds to Pasco. One thing Colorado State has scouted very well and defended well is Ronsick hammers Thompson as she drives to the basket, and Ronsick now with 4 personal fouls.
And that's great for the Broncos. I thought that foul could have been called a little bit earlier on that first contact, but actually with the patient whistle, then we got to have a shooting foul instead of a block, which would have just been based on inbounds. However, with that being said, I just noticed that the bonus is now happening. Colorado State has over 5 fouls, so the Broncos are going to be shooting here as we finish the quarter.
Thompson to the free throw line. Kiera Thompson in for the first time for Boise State. As Tatum Thompson hits the first, regaining the lead for Boise State. Tatum now hits the second. Murphy checks in for the Rams. So it's Tatum Thompson, Libby Hutton, Izzy Harms, Kiera Thompson, and I'm trouble picking up the 5th, and Natalie Pasco, the 5 on the floor for the Broncos. It's Carlson, Deaton, Murphy, Fife,
Froby.
And Froby on the floor. Thank you for Colorado State as the Broncos lead by 2 as the Rams hold for the final shot of the quarter. Murphy, deep 3 is off the mark. The rebound comes to Pasco. Natalie in the backcourt. And that's the way the third quarter ends as Boise State outscores Colorado State 17-9 in that third quarter and takes a 2-point lead into the final frame. Libby Hutton, the big reason why. Libby's got 15. Boise State, offensive efficiency. They lead the Mountain West in field goal shooting. Did not hurt in that third quarter, Kim. They shot 6 of 12 for 50%, while holding the Rams to just 3 of 11 from the field. And Boise State leads going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, more of that, please, for the Broncos. I think all the fans, is a good crowd today. They're excited to get behind the Broncos, and they're going to be with them through the rest of this quarter. So they're going to will them to that finish line, I believe.
Jaden Fife on the inbounds pass to start the fourth quarter. Brooke Carlson for the Rams. Carlson try to create some space, gets the Fife screen, swings it out to Murphy. Murphy guns the pass to the baseline, and the and one opportunity for Bargesser as she draws the foul on the nice backdoor cut.
Bargesser, that's when you have just a senior, a veteran player playing against a freshman in Harms, and Harms got too high, lost track of who was behind her. You hate to add insult to injury with the foul, but that's what happened on that play.
Bargesser just 7 points. They list the foul on Hutton, which is her third. That's what the official scoring is showing. We'll have to see if that is indeed the case, but
she was the rotating defender, so perhaps that's how she got tagged with it. But Harms was the one with the defensive breakdown.
Harms was caught ball watching and lost track of her defensive assignment as Tatum Thompson fires from the free throw line and draws the foul, and she will go to the line, and that is 5 on Bragg, and that is, that is 4 on Bragg, and that is going to send Tatum Thompson to the foul line as Maddie Bragg with 8 points, 4 or 5 from the field, but now 4 personal fouls. Thompson curls that one over the front of the rim, and now Deedon will check in for Bragg.
So you have Bragg with 4, and you have Ronsick with 4. So those are 2 key players for the Rams.
Hansen and Hutton with 3 apiece for the Broncos in the foul department.
Broncos are coming out with a little 2-2-1 full court pressure. Again, out of this personnel, Carlson is the one who's most comfortable bringing it up against pressure.
Thompson now 6 of 6 from the line, 16 points lead Boise State as Froby drives, kicks it out to Bargesser. She fires. Lexus hits that one smooth.
That was almost something that Tatum Thompson does right there.
Right.
Same thing. They were guarding each other, and that was a little payback.
Colorado State now back on the lead. Nice pass underneath for Thompson from Danny Bays.
That's just when you know your teammates so well. You know what she's going to do. Tatum did a good job slipping on that screen.
6th lead change in this game as Bargesser swings it out to Carlson. And now, if that's Hutton, that is 4 on Libby. Got called for the reach, or actually the hold. And that is 4 on Libby Hutton. And Libby playing an outstanding game, 15.6 rebounds. But she will now take a seat, and the freshman from Pocatello, Kenna Garza, will check in for her.
You know, it's hard if you get buried so deep in there as a post player. You know, it's hard not to do that little wraparound, which is what Libby got called for. This is a great opportunity for Kenna Garza to step up. She's done this for the Broncos before, so this is a great opportunity for her to come in and provide some very valuable minutes for her team.
Inbounds to Carlson. She'll fire from the top and hit it. Not a lot of pressure, and Carlson just her 4th point of the game, but she regains the lead now for the Rams by 1. 7th lead change now in the game. Thompson, she'll launch a 3. That's a little short, but Garza had the rebound and lost it. Carlson up the floor quickly, and she scores in transition.
Maya Hansen was there, but she can't do anything. She's impeded by her foul situation right now. Again, Carlson's got some quicks, and if Garza could have held on to that rebound, that would have been a good opportunity for the Broncos.
Pasco just off the mark with that 3. Colorado State, with 8 minutes to go, has the ball and a 3-point lead. Colorado State has led for over 25 minutes in this game as Bargesser does everything right except hit the shot. It's saved to Pasco by Hansen. Hansen keeps her dribble, gets it out to Tatum Thompson, swings it over to Danny Bays. Thompson guarded by Fife. Swings it out to Hansen with 12 on the shot clock. Garza protects the basketball, lost it, gets it down to Hansen, and there's a foul called against the Rams to bail out the Broncos as that offensive set was rapidly disintegrating.
There's a lot of contact and a lot of different moments there. I think, you know, as a post player, when you have good ceiling position and that defender reaches through or makes contact with your back as the ball's coming in, that's just an automatic call. And we didn't see that when the ball came into Garza. So we got Mason Borjardine, who's coming in for the Broncos for the first time today.
The Colorado native against the Rams here as the inbounds pass comes to Thompson. Tatum thought about the shot, but Fife kept her from triggering. Now here's Thompson right of the goal. Cut pass inside and thrown away. Not a smart pass, and Bargesser stepped in front, intercepted. Bargesser under the basket, steps on the baseline, and Boise State gets it on the 10th turnover against the Rams.
And that's huge. You know, it looked like that Colorado State was about to get a bucket off of that. So good job by Broncos allowing that to happen and not fouling.
Maya Hansen outside. Poke free. One thing this Boise State team does not respond to well is pressure and physical play, as Thompson somehow gets that one to roll. She didn't shoot from the right side, went to the left, was falling backwards, and got that one to curl in. A circus shot for Thompson. She's got 20.
Hey, it counts the same way as any other shot, so we'll take that from the Broncos' perspective.
They say it's a line drive in the scorecard. Outside, Carlson launches the triple, missed it. Rebound, Borcherding lost it to Deaton.
And that's 2 times where we've seen a freshman Bronco player have hands on the ball and just not able to secure it. Again, credit Colorado State. They are definitely adding some pressure.
Fife, off balance, curls it home.
That was a similar type of circus shot. I think Fife may have got a little back adjustment as she had to hold in the air and get that finish.
Jaden Fife with the bucket. Now the ball knocked free, and it comes down to the Rams. And here's Bargesser quickly up the floor against the freshman. Borcherding, and a whistle and a foul on Boise State as the pace has gotten a little helter-skelter, and the Rams with a little bit more experience on the floor in that instance get the benefit of the call off the steal. There you see the foul as Bays called for her 3rd personal foul.
Coach Presnell is going to have to decide when he wants to come back with Libby Hutton. I know she's playing, she's got 4, but that does bring your experience back on the court. I mean, it's a 3-point ball game right now, still over 5 minutes left, so maybe at the 4-minute mark, but I wouldn't wait much longer than that.
Top to Bragg back in the game with those 4 fouls. She drives, traveled, didn't get the call, and Bays with the rebound for the Broncos. 1 on 5, so she's going to slow it down. Hansen thought about pulling the trigger a couple times,
maybe
and pulls
3.
it down. Out to Borcherding. Danny Bays, smooth, hits the jumper from the top of the key.
You know, and credit to Borcherding, that was an awesome screen that she set there for Danny. Danny did a good job coming off shoulder to shoulder, which created that scoring opportunity. So nice job by the freshman to set her teammate up.
12 now for Danny Bays, and now a steal by the Broncos. Danny Bays runs up the back of her teammate Natalie Pasco, who maintains possession. 4:40 to go. The Ram lead is 1.
Little friendly fire there.
Right. Thompson sets the screen for Pasco, who swings it out to Borcherding. Out to Danny Bays. Bays finds Thompson in the lane, too strong. But the rebound, Borcherding takes it away. Hansen for the lead, hits the triple.
Huge shot by Maya Hansen. She came up big in that Air Force game, and that is a perfect reason of why.
Timeout taken by Colorado State. The Broncos regain the lead by 2 on this 3-pointer by Maya Hansen. She's got 5, but none bigger than that bucket right there. Talk about pace. This pace has picked up a little bit. The Broncos, though, when they're sped up, not so good.
Not so good. I mean, sometimes good. In the beginning of the Grand Canyon game, for example, good. But I believe, Mark, you were saying to me, I'm not sure this pace favors the Broncos. That's kind of what happened in the start of the 4th quarter. So they've now caught their wind, caught their regaining of the lead, and they're settling in for the final 4 minutes. Some exciting basketball ahead.
Colorado State brings Ronsick and Bragg back on the floor, both with 4 personal fouls. Libby Hutton stays on the Bronco bench. She's got 4. This is Murphy outside to Bargesser. Fakes the 3, pulls up from the free throw line, left it short. The rebound, Danny Bays pulls it down for the Broncos.
And if I'm not wrong, I think that is Danny Bays' first career double-double with that rebound.
Bays now 10 rebounds, 12 points. The ball will stay with the Broncos.
We're a little slow on calling that kick call. I've almost come out of my chair a couple times, just trying to help out Coach Presnell a little bit.
20 seconds on the shot clock. Boise State by 2. Had 8 lead changes here in this game. Broncos with the lead. Pasco can't convert. Thompson tips it out to Borcherding. Kept it alive for the Boise State Broncos. Pasco just 3 points today. She struggled with her shot. Now 1 of 7 from the field. Borcherding Outside to Thompson with 5. Tatum for 3. Doesn't shoot them often, but when she does, she's nails there, and it's a 5-point Boise State lead, their biggest of the game.
And Thompson now with 23 on the day. Again, great effort by the preseason Mount West Player of the Year.
We approach 3 minutes in this one. Bargesser dribbles behind the double screen. Murphy for 3, rattles it home.
And that was a nice setup play by the Rams. They had screens ready for the flare pass. And again, when you get McMurphy open there, then she's got a good opportunity to put it down. Excuse me, Murphy, McKenna Murphy. Too many M's.
Bays outside with 15 on the shot clock. Danny pulls up. That one skips off the mark, and the rebound to Bargesser. Now the Rams can tie or take the lead with this possession. The drive by Bargesser is too strong, and the rebound by Borcherding, her second big rebound here in the fourth quarter.
She's offering some huge minutes, and I'm, again, curious when we're going to see Coach Presnell bring back in Hutton. But right now, Borcherding's doing a good job of keeping the pace and keeping things consistent. So, you know, when that happens, when you have players that you can depend on that are going to come in and you know what you're going to get out of them, that's just a great, great thing to do as a kid off the bench.
Hansen hit after she missed that one by Bragg. Nothing called. Bays on the floor, so the numbers for Colorado State, and they turn it over.
And that's very fortunate for the Broncos. They had 2 players on the ground, Hansen falling down after the shot, and then Bays with a collision by a Colorado State player in transition. So that was very fortunate. That could have been an easy 2 the other direction.
Boise State out rebounding Colorado State 39-28. That's the 12th turnover against Colorado State. And we talked about Borcherding, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for the freshman today. There's Hansen, her shot rejected by
only 8 seconds on
Colorado
the shot clock
State.
right now. Danny needs to get this one off.
A little strong, the
That's
ball on
be
the
a
floor.
Shot clock violation.
And they're tied up, and Boise State retains possession.
I didn't think that hit the rim, so I was worried that was just going to be, maybe they considered the possession had switched. I think that's what Coach Ryan Williams wants to know
about
right now.
Libby Hutton set to check back in. We watch this one again. Bays with the shot. It did not hit the rim. And you're right, it should have been a shot clock violation perhaps, but it was not called. And now the officials are going to go to, well, I don't know if they're going to the monitor, but they're going to talk with Ryan Williams. That's Darren Kresnick talking with Williams, telling him,
I think he would have to appeal this.
Yeah.
And right now, with only 2 timeouts left, that would be a tough decision, I think, for Williams to make. It looks like he might be appealing that.
Yeah,
or actually, under 2 minutes, I think
the officials could
have made that decision to do that.
So we're going to find out. We'll wait for the officials to come by and let us know. I didn't know if we had a good angle on that shows the shot clock, and that's the one thing they don't have the benefit of.
I do think that the shot clock would have expired. I think the question in the officials' mind, if they go to the monitor here, is whether or not you consider Carlson grabbing that board as a change of possession. So she had it, but it was pretty quickly on the tie-up. I think Danny charged her shot and followed her shot. So if they consider that, I think we're going to hear from the officials. Okay.
And it is a shot clock review. We'll see if we watch this one again.
From a different angle.
Shot does not hit iron, but is it a change of possession? I guess that's the question. There you see the shot clock at 3. And
is that a football thing? You know, you can say like you got to take a step with the ball. I don't know. I mean, I think that'd be hard to say based on that replay that we just saw. Thank you guys in the truck. I think that'd be hard to say that was a change of possession. I would be surprised if this is not Colorado State ball right now.
Key point in this game with 1:21 to go. Colorado State 65th in the net, and they're the highest of the Mountain West team. San Diego State is the next, and the San Diego State Aztecs in a tough one. 14 seconds to go, trailing Utah State by 1 down in Logan.
That'd be a big, big win for the Aggies.
Yes, it would.
And,
of course.
And related to this 65th in the net, I mean, again, in the pregame, we talked about how they challenged themselves, and 2 of their losses came to Utah and Stanford.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I watched some, if not all, of both of those games. They were in those games. It wasn't like it was a blowout situation. So they definitely challenged themselves with a tough schedule in the preseason.
Next up for the Broncos, Wednesday, they will host Wyoming, 6:30 here at ExtraMile Arena. They're getting a good long look at this one. Darren Kresnick, Simona Petronite, and McCall Judd all having a look at it, examining it. We take a look, as I mentioned, Boise State to take on the Wyoming Cowgirls at 1-4 coming into play today. When you look at the numbers, and I know it's a game played by humans, but the numbers would seem to suggest Boise State would be in a good position to win that one against a team from Laramie that's always difficult to play.
They really are. And Wyoming has been so disciplined in the past and been so good in the low block situation that they don't have that same presence any longer,
right.
Losing Fertig to graduation. So I do think that they're struggling to put the points on the board. You can see that 54 points per game. That's far lower than recent years that we've seen out of the Cowgirls.
Do a game reset right now. Boise State with 3 fouls, 2 against Colorado State. Timeouts left. The Broncos have 4, 2 for Colorado State. The possession arrow currently favoring Boise State, but if they get the possession after this review, the arrow switches to the Rams side of things. Colorado State will stay in state to play Air Force. Always pesky, the Falcons, especially in Colorado Springs. And you see those numbers, the tail of the tape, and they are awarding the ball to Boise State. So after a lengthy review, the Broncos will get the ball. The officials determined that the shot clock had not expired, and Boise State gets it on the tie-up.
That's a huge, huge possession right now. Just 1:21 left, and you know, Danny Bays. That's what I have to say. Danny had to fire that up quickly, and she made that possession stay in the Broncos' favor.
Pasco on the inbounds pass. The arrow is switched to the Rams. Boise State, there'll be a minute left on the game clock after this possession. Boise State gets it out to Thompson. Tatum drives, 5 on the shot clock. Thompson, tough shot left side, rattles in and out, and back home. 25 for Thompson.
All right, score and stop. Now this is a big possession for Colorado State with timeouts and the ability to advance. There's a lot of game left, so if the Broncos can get a stop here, this is going to be really huge for them.
Outside to Murphy. Back to Bargesser. Her 3 from the top is money. And a timeout quickly taken by Colorado State, Ryan Williams. Colorado State down 1 with 43 seconds to go. 1 timeout left for the Rams. Bargesser hits that big 3 from the top. She had plenty of room to fire, and she nailed it.
She did, and interesting that Williams called the timeout, because if you've watched Gordy Presnell coach at all, he loves to advance the ball with the timeout. So I really think had Ryan Williams not called this timeout, which, by the way, that leaves him with just 1 for the rest of this game, I'm fairly positive that Coach Presnell would have called it, and I think he might just be adding to that timeout so that he can advance the ball.
You see Ryan Williams and his staff talking to his Rams. Tatum Thompson, 25 points today, 6 rebounds in 37 minutes, 9 of 16 from the field. And the senior from Woodinville, Washington, showing why she was Mountain West Conference preseason player of the year. Now, did Boise State take the timeout? Yes, they did. No, actually,
I believe
yes,
they did to advance, yes.
So they will advance the ball to the forecourt. Hutton, Pasco, Bays, Hansen, and Thompson on the floor again. Preseason coming in, these teams are picked 3rd and 4th in the conference, and they're putting on a heavyweight battle here this afternoon.
They are. It's been a great show. We've had a great crowd in the building. I think there's a lot of Bronco fans that are coming both to this game and also to the men's game tonight. There's a wine event happening in between, so maybe that'll be a fun day full of activities.
Hansen at the top. Boise State clings to the 1-point lead. About a 12-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock as Hansen pounds the dribble. Outside to Thompson. Hits Bays. Danny gets the screen. Bays looks for Thompson. She's overplayed. They get it to Hutton. Libby with 8 on the shot clock. Pasco drives. Pasco with the left hand. 5 for Pasco. The lead is 3 with 13 seconds to go. Timeout, Colorado State. Natalie Pasco has struggled all game, but when it matters most, the senior from Danville, California, drives and takes it with the left hand for the bucket.
She recognized that she had Bragg on her. Bragg's playing with 4 fouls right now, so didn't want to come down with an arm. But still, that was a tough shot over a taller opponent. Bragg is registered at 6'3", so compliments to Natalie Pasco, even though her shot hasn't been falling and she has not had very many opportunities in this contest. Way to go, way to get that lead. Now, again, we just talked about how Ryan Williams burned that timeout. He just finished his last timeout for this game. So had he had 2 in his pocket, he could have advanced and then had a little bit more time to work with. But now it's 13.7 seconds in a 3-point ball game. It makes things a little more interesting.
So from a coaching perspective, Boise State has foul to give. So you foul immediately on the inbounds and then foul them again to prevent them from getting a 3-point shot away.
Sometimes. I think it depends. It depends on who you have on the floor and if you can trust them or not. Because sometimes kids, they get this thing in their mind that they've got a foul to give, and they foul somebody who might be in a progression of shooting. The other thing you have to think about in a situation like this is it's often not the first shot that hurts you, it's the second shot. So I always would stress with my teams, you have to play until that final horn goes. So don't get caught ball watching and allow Colorado State to get an easy 2 off of a putback.
Boise State out rebounding the Rams 41-28. And here we go. The ball into the backcourt to Carlson, which helps the Broncos because now the Rams have to advance it into forecourt. Bargesser to Murphy. Murphy with 6, with 5. Ronson gets blocked by Hutton. The ball comes down to Boise State. Hutton with the big block. What a game for Libby Hutton. Blocked that 3-pointer in the corner, and the Broncos get the basketball. And a timeout taken by Gordy Presnell to advance it. Watch that block. It comes down to Thompson, and Boise State looks like they will avenge 6 straight heartbreak to this Colorado State team. Perhaps.
Not just yet. Not just yet. Again, I'm excited too, but
there's still
not just yet.
Seconds to go. And Hutton.
You know, Hutton's not really known for her block shots, and I was a little worried because Ronsick caught that with space. That was a nice drawn up play by Williams. She had a good look, and Libby had to fly out at her. So great job by Libby making that big defensive stop.
Colorado State has a foul to give. They have no timeouts left, and Boise State up 62-59 with a 1.5 seconds to go. Bays to trigger. Gets it in bounds, and a whistle there on Colorado State with 9/10 of a second to go. A scrum over by the Bronco bench.
Tatum Thompson just fell into the lap of Coach Carrie Ann Ramirez there, and then just kind of collapsed for a little bit. That's why I laughed. Yep, there you go. Thank you for that replay, gentlemen. That was great.
Now with under a second to go, Boise State can just, well, I'd say you lob it into the backcourt and catch it there. You don't have to play it into the forecourt.
Absolutely. No, and especially if you have speed on your side, and that's a tough situation.
Into Pasco. She holds it, and Boise State survives, improves to 2 and 5 when trailing at the half, and a hard-fought 62-59 win against Colorado State. The Broncos improve now to 3-3 in conference play, 12-5 overall, and 9-1 here at ExtraMile Arena. Boise State with the 3-point win. We will be back with post-game comments and player interviews after we take this timeout. Welcome back to ExtraMile Arena, where Boise State wins a thriller, ending a 6-game losing streak to Colorado State, 62-59. With Kim Bridges, I'm Mark Schneider. We're joined by one of the standouts in today's game for Boise State, Libby Hutton. Libby, congratulations on the win. 15.6 rebounds, 5 of 9 from the field, and maybe the biggest block shot of the season so far.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. That was a really incredible win for the team. Tonight was really special, I think, in regards to us continuing to improve on our defense, our intensity, really getting the shots that we want. Colorado State is such a good team, you know. They put up some really good scores, some really good games this year so far. So it was really good to come out here and really fight and compete.
Libby, what I love so much about your game today is you attacked. I don't know if you were hearing from the bench, but they were just playing you sometimes with a single player. You're a nose for the ball. Sometimes you love kicking it out. Talk to me about how you had that attacking mentality when your team needed it the most.
Yeah. On Wednesday with Air Force, it was a completely different game, to be honest. It was a lot of doubling in the post and being able to kick it out to the shooters. Tonight, when they played one-on-one, I really tried to be confident in what I had worked on in practice and be able to go one-on-one down low. But it's really helpful when, you know, I know that we're going to get those dives and rises on the other side, get the relocate. I know I can have the kickouts if I need, but also it is really important that I continue to be aggressive down low and try and get those one-on-one scores.
Another thing that you did today is you helped get Maddie Bragg in foul trouble. She missed a lot of the game because of that. Was that the game plan coming in, was take it right at her?
I think we knew that Bragg was a really good shot blocker. So it was really important from us at the start to really get those shot fakes so that we could have a bit more of a chance down low. Wasn't exactly the game plan. I think it was a bit of luck as well. But I can't say too much seeing as I ended with 4 fouls as well. So.
The other question I had, talk about the Aussie connection. I mean, Danny Bays, her body was all over this floor. And I want to say at least 2 really impressive finds to you. I mean, do you guys just have some telepathy going on, or is that something they teach you over there?
I would say that Danny really knows what I like to do, and she knows that with a lot of people on our team as well. I think in our pick and rolls, we do have a bit of an Australian understanding of where we like to go, which definitely does help sometimes, but Danny is such an amazing player, so I would just give it to her high basketball IQ. It's amazing what she can do, yeah.
Well, Libby, 2 off your season high with 15 today and the big block shot at the end. Congratulations, good game. We'll see you Wednesday night against Wyoming.
Thank you guys so much.
Well done, Libby.
Libby Hutton, the defensive star of the game for Boise State, came up with the big block there in the corner as Colorado State was looking for the game-tying 3-ball, and they were unable to get it thanks to Libby Hutton with her 15 points, 6 rebounds, and, of course, the big block. Now we're joined by our third member of our broadcast team, who's here enough by the table that I think Tatum Thompson could join the broadcast team. Tatum, a tough win today, 25 points. What can you say about the effort that your team put in this afternoon?
After the Air Force game, I feel like we've found a mindset where we have to put everything on the floor from beginning to end, and I think we showed that tonight.
Tatum, near the end of the game, when Colorado State had to foul you, you basically crashed into the lap of Coach Ramirez, and then you had this nice moment of pause where you were just like, break time. Talk to me about how tired you are. I mean, I felt like you just left it all out on the floor today.
I mean, there's probably moments where it's like back and back and back, but I feel like in these close games, it kind of all becomes like you just kind of get in a flow with your teammates and everything just feels right.
Boise State struggling this year when you're trailing at the half, just 1-5 coming into today. Now it's 2-5. How can a win like this help your team moving into the rest of the season?
I think it'll be great for confidence just because I don't know how many times we've beat Colorado State in the 4 years that us seniors have been here.
Not many.
We finally got one.
We got them.
It definitely will add to our confidence.
Well, it was January of 2022, the last time you beat Colorado State, and it was here in Boise. So it's been 6 straight games, so certainly a good confidence builder. We talked with Libby a little bit about Danny Bays' effort. I think I see pieces of her still on the floor, the way she was diving. Well, how can that energize a team when you see her, just her aggression and her determination?
No, she's a hustler. You can obviously see it in every play. Like, if she's not the one in a pick and roll or getting a shot, she's the one putting in the extra effort to get a rebound or a jump ball, and she's great at it.
Well, Tatum, a big win for Boise State. We'll see you Wednesday here against Wyoming. and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All right, thank you
deserve
guys.
it.
Great game, Tatum.
Tatum Thompson with 25 points to lead Boise State in scoring. She finishes with 25, Hutton with 15, Bays with 12. And Bays, her first career double-double, also with 11 rebounds. And a big number as you look at the final stats, Kim. Boise State out-rebounds Colorado State 42-28, and that resulted in a 19-12 advantage in second chance points.
You know, you're going to win a lot of games if you can win that battle on the boards. And I know this was an uncharacteristically lower percentage game for the Broncos, both from the field and especially from three. I mean, they're shooting normally close to 40% from three-point line. And then also Pasco, who had a huge game at Air Force, was really limited except for that one really important bucket, finishing with 5 on the game. But everybody contributed today. Some big minutes by kids off the bench. I think Maldonado gets good minutes. I think Borcherding gave some great minutes as well. Way to go, Broncos. That was a fun game to call.
Bargesser, the leading scorer for Colorado State with 13 points. Ronsick with 11. Nobody else in double figures for Colorado State as the Rams fall to 13-4 overall, 4-2 in conference play, and suffer their first road loss of the season. They were 12-0, or won 12 straight on the road before coming in to ExtraMile Arena this afternoon. That's going to wrap things up on a Saturday afternoon from ExtraMile Arena as Boise State rallies in the second half and beats the Rams of Colorado State by a score of 62-59. Next up will be Wyoming as the Cowgirls come to town Wednesday at 6:30 here at ExtraMile Arena. For my broadcast partner Kim Bridges and our entire production crew bringing you the pictures and sounds today, Mark Snyder, thanking you for joining us this afternoon from ExtraMile Arena. Again, the final, Boise State 62, Colorado State 59. Have a great rest of your weekend from Boise, Idaho.